Let's see, are we live? Huh. The constant question. Are we live? Yes, we are live. Finally we're live. Wonderful, wonderful. Great. So welcome. Welcome to good old Futako Tamagawa. Welcome to my first stream from the new Pixel 6, which I got this morning. This stream is kind of like a little test to see how it handles live streaming. But of course we will go on a little walk, but just here in my local neighborhood. Just to see how it holds up. And I'm sorry, it's a bit windy and I have yet not built a windshield for this phone, since I don't know if I'm gonna keep it or not. So this stream might, impact that decision. But yeah, I got the phone early this morning, and so far I have kind of mixed feelings about it. But there's one thing that made me super impressed. Super duper impressed. So I was hanging out with my daughter all day today, and she is just getting the firmware update installed, so she's starting to move, she's starting to walk, and we did a bit of walk training in a park around here. And I took a bunch of photos with this phone, and almost all of them came out sharp, which was really impressive, because when she is moving around she's very fast. But the new Pixels has this feature called face unblur, I think, which is quite neat, and it seems to be working really well, at least in good light. This was outdoors, but still, like, I took, maybe out of 20 photos, 19 had a pin sharp face when she was moving around. With my Samsung, that number would have been maybe 5 out of 20. So really, really impressive. But yeah, let me know how it looks and how it sounds. I'm very curious about the sound. Because sound is always super important as well, and I've been very pleased with the sound from my Galaxy S21 Ultra. Oh, and I got a super chat. Vidya Santoso, did you read the manual first? No. Phones doesn't even come with manuals these days. Maybe it was like a paper in there that showed how to install the SIM card, but nothing more advanced than that. But from what I can see here on the preview, it looks quite nice. And as always, yes, we're still limited to 1080p and 30 FPS when streaming. So, but I do feel that the colors pop a little bit more, at least judging from the preview here on my phone. There's a bit of background sound around here, and yeah, maybe you might be right that it picks up more of the background sound as well. That's entirely possible. Yeah, let's see how it goes. Let's do the standard routine. Let's get a beer. Let's do a beer break. Let's walk through the park up here, and then maybe into some even darker streets, because around here it's still quite bright, so shouldn't be a problem to stream. But let's see how it handles even darker environments. There's some slight frame drops. Well, that's kind of standard when live streaming, so that's to be expected. bit jerky when you pan. Oh, I see. That's not good. More so than before. Those things could be different because yeah, it looks like this phone gives me a generally brighter image than the Samsung, which could mean that it's using a slower shutter speed, which could mean more blur when panning. Oh, and I got a super chat. Thank you, Pilot Girl. Was it? Yes, thank you so much. Thank you so much. It's been a while since I live streamed from around here. It almost feels a bit nostalgic. Even though I'm almost hanging out here daily with my daughter on the days when I'm with her. But yeah, that's always in the daytime, so it's nice to walk around here at night as well. It's very colorful and vivid. So. Oh, weather check. It's been really hot today. It's been t-shirt weather again. Let's see what it says right now. But now I'm wearing my jacket, but I think I could actually do well even without it. It says 19 degrees now. And humidity 40%. So let's grab a beer. The good thing about this place is that they have some nice beers. I think I will have this IPA tonight. Did I feel the earthquake this morning? No, I did not feel an earthquake this morning. But I saw on the news that there was an earthquake, but I didn't feel it. Which is weird because usually our house is kind of shaky, so even the weak ones we tend to feel. But maybe I was already out. I don't know what time it happened. What else shall I say? Looks like the shutter varies a bit more than the Samsung. Okay. Meaning what exactly? That the shutter varies? That the exposure is inconsistent? Motion is not so smooth when you move fast. I see. No pink shorts tonight. No, sorry about that. Oh, Halloween is coming up.ですね。そうですね。ちょっとこの辺最近散歩してなかったね。Let's see. I think I'm a little bit lagging behind here in the chat. How's the battery life on Pixel 6? Too early to tell. I got it today, so I cannot really say. I was using it all day and it seemed to hold up pretty well, and then I charged it now before this stream. So I'm not gonna try and see if I can do like 4 hours streaming tonight. that's too late. It's too late for that. But yeah. Chat is fast and furious. Yeah. David, yes, you bring up an interesting point. The Pixel just got released, so there will probably be a few updates to the camera software and everything else, whereas the Samsung has been out now for almost a year, so I don't really expect any further improvement. I don't expect any further improvements to the Samsung camera now. They're probably focusing everything on next one. But yeah, you can see we do get a few of these iPhone-esque lens flare. We get those with the Samsung as well though, so. But yeah, other than that, I've been using the phone today, and it's, I don't know, it feels, maybe because I got the regular one, not the Pro one, but in general it just doesn't feel as kind of nice in the hand as my old phone. This one is actually chunkier, like much thicker, especially with the case. I got the original Google case for it. And yeah, this phone is pretty big and chunky. Also the screen is nice, but of course it's lower resolution than my previous one, but I don't really notice that. Let's see how it handles this now. Around here it's very dark, but one thing I can say is that on the Samsung, I think this bright part would be very overexposed. It would probably brighten up everything around me as well, but this would probably have been overexposed. Now it looks like the Pixel is accurately exposing the bright part, but making the rest darker. Color temperature is warm. These are pretty warm lights as well, but yeah, I noticed that in general. I think it's in the Pixels. Oh, here's a happy guy running. But yeah, I from what I can see, again, I'm just judging from what I see on the preview window, and I think everything looks far nicer with the Pixel, and it feels more like, I don't know, just a more pleasant image, even though it's darker. AG Wallpaper, thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the super chat. Is this building a hotel? No. These are apartments. These are apartments. There's a hotel in the top floor of this building. The rest of this building is the head office for Rakuten. But these three towers here are just residential apartments. Okay, now there's no people around, so now I pull down the mask and it's not so windy either, so let me know how the audio is, if you think it's good. Is it similar to before, or any differences that you're noticing? He's right in my ears. Okay, I don't know if that's a good thing or if that's just creepy, but the volume picked up when you remove the mask. Yeah, it should. But, yeah. It's a すが Pixel 6すごく綺麗ですね。ありがとうございます。ねえ、悪くないと思います。One unfortunate thing that I noticed is that this phone, I can only use the main camera when live streaming. It was the same with my OnePlus, but the Samsung allowed me to use either the ultra wide or the regular camera. But on the Pixel it's just the standard camera, so no wide camera if I switch to this one, which is kind of a bummer because I use the wide camera a lot. That's like the one I usually use in my daytime streams, but it's not a deal breaker. It's just unfortunate. And I also noticed that for photos, the wide angle, the ultra wide on the Pixel is not as good as the ultra wide on the Samsung. It's just not as sharp and also not as wide. Thank you, Mala Mukerjesues. Sorry for my horrible pronunciation of your name, but thank you so much for the super chat. Audio picks up a lot of the wind. Yeah, I don't have a windshield for this phone yet. For the Samsung, I have a homemade windshield that seems to be quite effective. But since I got this phone just this morning, I haven't been able to sort that issue out yet. And it is, from time to time, it gets pretty windy. So, yeah. I think that will improve once I manage to build my own little windshield, which I will do as soon as I decide if I'm keeping this one or not. Stabilization is not that great. Oh yeah? Different compared to my usual phone?そうですね、新しい Xperia のセンサーもすごく大きいですね、1インチ。それもすごいなんか試してみたい。でもちょっと高すぎる。Looks like a very pleasant evening there. Yes, it is. It's very nice. Is Ray here? If Ray is here, I think he will enjoy these four cones doing a little dance together, holding hands and doing a dance. I also feel that the image is wobbling more. I see. It could very well be true that the Samsung has better stabilization than this one. Seems a bit bouncier. I see. That's not good. So ですね、20万はちょっと高すぎるですね。スマートフォンとして。Pee time? I'm okay. I'm okay. I peed before the stream, so my bladder is ready for a beer.そうですね、アコスも1インチセンサーのスマホがあるんですけど、サンプル見ると全然いい印象がない。残念ながら。So, seems like some of you are saying that the image is bobbing more up and down compared to before. I can kind of, I can see that too actually here in the preview. Huh. Seems like a pretty soft bobbing motion though. not so harsh, but yeah, it's definitely visible now when you have like everything centered here along the horizon. Having overheating issues? No, nothing so far. Nothing so far. I haven't used it that much though, so I can't say. But also now it's not so hot here in Japan, so I would be surprised if there was any overheating issues right now. But maybe at the peak of the summer, then I've had some overheating issues with my old OnePlus. I don't think this phone is heavier than the Samsung. No, I think they're pretty much the same. But I wasn't able, so the DJI app that I'm using for the gimbal, it's just crashing as soon as I tried to start it up. So I haven't been able to calibrate the gimbal for this phone. That could maybe be the reason, even though I doubt it, but yeah, could be. Can you hold the handle of the gimbal at 45 degrees? Okay, now, wait, let me adjust. Now I'm holding it at 45 degrees. I rarely do that usually though when I stream. So far I've just been holding it the same way as I'm always holding my other phone. Yes, oh Ray, you just arrived now. We saw some dancing cones a few minutes ago. この場所の名前は二子玉川公園です。On the big TV, the bobbing is a lot. I see. Yeah, I don't want to make my viewers sick, so hopefully we can sort this out, but if not, that's a bit of a bummer. I have to try also doing a daytime stream, of course, but I was mostly curious about how this handles the night stream. Now I'm holding the gimbal as usual again, so not 45 degrees, more like 90 degrees or like pointing straight down. But yeah, I can see the bobbing here as well, and I don't remember seeing that before, so I think it's something that the Samsung manages to filter out automatically, but the Google doesn't do that. Also, I'm using Streamlabs as always, but I tried just a very brief little mini stream that was not public, but I tried just using the original YouTube app, since, you know, the pixels made by Google and they're the ones making the YouTube app as well, so maybe there was some improvement or special features, but from what I could see, the image quality was really bad using the YouTube app. So that's a bit problematic. And yeah, I wasn't able to set the horizon straight as well, since the DJI app just keeps crashing on this phone. So it's not 100% straight. I couldn't do anything about that, unfortunately. But it doesn't look too bad to me. Does Samsung seem to bob a bit in your opinion as well? Okay. Yeah, maybe I need to go back and rewatch some old streams. Like maybe I have some stream in the same area in a similar light situation as well, so maybe I should go back and compare. Prism app, I did not try to stream using it, but I did try just like opening it, and the preview image in Prism also looked pretty bad. much worse than in Streamlabs for some reason. But again, more testing is definitely needed. I mean, I guess I can kind of, if I walk slower and more carefully, I guess the bobbing goes down. I have a pretty rough walking style. I take big steps and my body moves a lot when I walk, so I'm certainly not doing any ninja steps when I'm walking around. So that's probably something I could improve myself, but yeah. Are you using the ultra-wide or the standard? Standard. The ultra-wide doesn't work for streaming on this phone. Same as with the OnePlus. The Samsung is the only phone that the Samsung and the iPhone are the only phones where I could stream using the ultra-wide camera. This is still my favorite. The image is clearer than anything I've seen. Okay, Melody Matilda. That's good to hear. Yeah, some of you know this area. I walked here many times before. You find the light blurs the image? No, can't say I see any blurring here on my end, no. Let's go uphill here. Maybe we can name the camera Wobbly. Yeah. That's right. Yeah. On the Samsung we got a lot of light flickering, which I haven't noticed at all here. That's quite nice. But maybe, yeah, I can see a little bit of a blur when I pan. Yeah. So probably this phone uses a way slower shutter speed than the Samsung. That should explain why there's no flickering as well. Guess no stray dogs. No, I have never seen a single stray dog here in Japan. Seen stray cats, but not dogs. .50 megapixel sensor is pixel binning, so lower shutter speed. Not sure if that has anything to do with it. After all, the sensor in the S21 is 108 megapixels, which is also using pixel binning. So pixel binning doesn't really have much to do with the shutter speed as far as I know. What's that driver? I think he was about to park there. Let's see if we can find somewhere to sit down for the beer break. fuss of pixel binning and low light for this sensor. Yeah, so did Samsung for the S21. The sensor in the Pixel 6 is made by Samsung, so they're kind of relatives, although still quite different. And yes, this phone has the shutter sound when taking photos that you can't switch off, just like any phone sold in Japan. However, the shutter sound on the Pixel phones is quite discreet, and I don't really mind it that much. The shutter sound on the iPhone, however, is much, much worse, and basically all other Android phones as well. But on the Pixel, it's a pretty discreet sound that doesn't really bother me that much. How long will this stream be going for? I don't know. I think maybe about an hour, maybe an hour and a half if I don't know, if I get the feeling after my beer. To make a sound when screenshotting. I'm not sure. I haven't tried screenshotting on this. Very quiet neighborhood, yeah. This is a very quiet and peaceful upscale residential neighborhood. If this is the Pro or the Standard, this is the Standard Pixel 6. So the reason why I got the Standard one is I really don't like curved screens. So that's kind of like the main reason. And then like all the Pro features are things that I can live without. Even though I would want that telecamera on the Pro. It seems quite good. I don't know if you saw, but Virtual Japan posted a video and it looked like he was using the zoom camera quite a lot in that video, and the quality was amazing. But other than that, I don't care if it's higher resolution screen, because 1080p is enough for me on a mobile phone. Same with the refresh rate, 90 Hz versus 120 is like, I don't notice any difference. And yeah, a little bit more RAM would be nice to have, but I think 8 is enough. I would probably replace this phone within a year anyway, and I don't think that RAM will be that much more necessary that soon. However, if I would planning to keep it for like many years, then maybe having that extra RAM would be a reason to keep it. Jenny, you want the Pro with 512 gigs? Yeah, I see. I got the 256 gig version of the regular one, but yeah, I guess it depends a lot on how you use the phone. For me, 256 is generally fine. Also, the price difference here in Japan between the Pro and the regular is quite big. I think it's almost 50% more expensive, the Pro here in Japan, because the Japanese Pro also adds support for these super fast millimeter wave 5G networks, which the regular one doesn't support. And I think that bumps up the price a little bit. And that's something I definitely don't need, so. Yeah, it was a bit windy there. Hope it was not too distracting. So let's head down this little hill. It's a little bit too quiet around here, I think. However, nice Nice colors here on this building. So far I think this phone is better in everything in stream compared to the Samsung. Thank you, David. That's good feedback. That's good to know. Yeah, it seems like some are a little bit bothered by the bobbing sound, by the image bobbing. But other than that, it seems pretty good. Did I buy it online? Yes, I ordered it from the Google store. And yeah, it was officially released today, and I think the postman came with it like 9 this morning. So pretty happy with the delivery speed. Let me think, where am I now? Okay, let's go up here to this biggish road. What are the return policy? I think Google is quite nice. They actually let you return items. I don't know if it's 14 days or something like that, but yeah. But otherwise, I'm pretty sure that I can sell it for about the same price. Maybe like, I don't know, a little bit cheaper than what I bought it for, but yeah. And no, it's not possible to switch to the ultra-wide camera when streaming, unfortunately. Which is the case with most Android phones. Yeah, you can only use the regular camera on this one. So, that's a bummer. ビール飲みながら見られます。ありがとうございます。僕もそろそろビール飲みたいな。もうビール買ったけど、どっか座れますかな。Mr. Miyazaki, thank you for stopping by, and thank you for for sharing your opinions. Yeah, I'm very pleased with the colors. The colors and the lights look great. But yeah, it is a bit windy. As I said, I don't have a windshield for this phone yet, so you might be hearing some annoying wind noise from time to time. I think I'll head back down this way. How has work been? Has photography business picked up? Yeah, I've had a few assignments the last weeks. Smaller things though, nothing too exciting. Might have one slightly bigger job coming up soon, but I'm still not sure. I'm still waiting for the client to confirm. Yeah, I noticed some people actually seem to enjoy the wind sounds. I get that comment quite often. To me it's very annoying and sounds extremely unprofessional, but yeah, it seems like some people actually enjoy the wind sound. We'll see. Hopefully DJI will release an update soon so that I can calibrate the gimbal for this phone and see if that helps with the bobbing. Beer means justice. Is that so? I did not know that. To me, beer means happiness. How do you like the Pixel 6 so far? Yeah, like I mentioned before, it's been a bit mixed feelings so far. It felt a bit sluggish in use, and also the phone feels very chunky. It's very big and bulky. It feels bigger and thicker and bulkier than the S21 Ultra, even though the Ultra has a bigger screen. But I do, of course, love the camera. As I mentioned earlier, I took some photos of my daughter today, and I was really impressed with how this phone managed to capture her without any blur. Like getting sharp photos of her is usually very difficult with my Samsung. It's okay with the iPhone, but the Pixel is better than both, and the photos look great. So for photos, photo quality is good. It's very good. However, the wide-angle camera on the Pixel is not as good as the one on my Samsung, and that's a bit of a bummer because I use the wide-angle or ultra-wide-angle quite a lot when taking like night cityscapes and landscape photos and things like that. So that was a bit of a bummer. I was hoping more. Like, it felt like they upgraded the regular camera a lot from the Pixel 5, which I also had last year for a short time. Some of you might remember that. But the wide angle feels like it's same as last year, and it was pretty bad already a year ago. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how it handles streaming in the daytime as well, and with future updates it will be better. I don't think they can do much with the ultra wide, to be honest. Like the problem with it is that it's the corners aren't sharp. It's noticeably less sharp than the Samsung ultra wide, and it's also less wide. And on top of that, I'm pretty sure that it's using a physically smaller sensor. And the ultra wide is the same in the Pro, so no difference there either. Wow, I gotta be honest. I don't know where I am, and I don't think I've been here before. I've never seen these. I don't know if you can see it, but these winding stairs. Even though very close to where I live, but still I don't really know where I am. Lost. Oh yeah, I know that you love when I get lost, and I was quite tempted to take those stairs up, but they did look a little bit daunting. Lost in my own backyard. Yeah, but okay, I hate to make you disappointed, but I'm not lost anymore. Now I know where I am. That's the train tracks over there, and now it all kind of came back to me. But yeah, I extremely rarely, I might have walked this street sometime before, but it's not a place where I usually walk, so boo, bummer. Yeah, sorry. I'm really sorry to disappoint you, but I'm not lost anymore. But on a positive note, it seems like this phone has no signal issues, like the iPhone, so that's good. That's a good thing. Haven't had any technical issues, and I'm streaming at a relatively high bit rate, so thumbs up for that. Is it easy to navigate Tokyo streets for first-time visitors? No. I don't think I can say that it's easy. Even for us living here, we are pretty much depending on Google Maps whenever we go somewhere to an area that we're not so familiar with. Because most areas in Tokyo, the streets are not like, it's not like a proper grid system. The streets are just all over the place, so it's pretty easy to get lost. It seems like everybody agrees that the audio is good, so that's very good. I'm very happy to hear that, because I was not sure. I watched some reviews of this phone online, and I was not too impressed with the audio quality when people tested the camera. Gimbal is worked out, it will be the best option for lives. Okay, that's good. Yeah, I think so too. I think my only real concern is actually the bobbing. 30 or 60 FPS. 30. So far, I haven't seen a single Android phone capable of streaming in 60 FPS. But even if I could, I would have used 30 for this stream, because it's an evening stream, so then you need that slower shutter speed to bring in more light. But yeah, being able to use 60 FPS on daytime streams would have been nice. But the only phone I've seen that can do that is the iPhone. So we're back at Futakotamagawa. So here I know where I can sit down. Here I know where I can have my well-deserved beer break. そうですね、ボビンは下と上の揺れるのことです。I think the lens flares are quite prominent on this phone, almost as much as the iPhone. Maybe not, but more than the Samsung. But I'm not too concerned with those, but I do know that some of my viewers are very annoyed about those dots. Anyway, up here we can sit and have a beer. My verdict so far, 8.9 out of 10. Okay, thank you Jari. Pio, du ser också en del flare. Ja, det är ganska mycket. Nästan lika mycket som iPhone. Okay, let's beer break. So yeah, I will sit down here for a little while and have a beer, and that will be the end of this stream. So as always, if you're not interested in hearing me rambling while drinking beer, then you are very welcome to leave already. Also, let's enjoy those cones. Yeah, blue cones. That's beautiful. I don't think it's strange that the lens flare is a big problem on newer phones compared to before, because newer phones has physically bigger sensors, and that's the problem. That makes the flares look much more obvious. Like this little thing that I'm sitting on now is too small. Maybe better to sit down here. Let's think. Where's the best place for a beer? There's... yeah, why not? Let's just sit over here. Also for the FAQ, what's the deal with the cones? Right, it's just a silly internal joke. But basically, I'm a bit intrigued over how often you see cones used here in Japan, and in many situations it just seems a little bit I don't know, they kind of overuse them in this country. There's so much cones everywhere. The wind is always very strong around here, by the way. I think it has something to do with the architecture. I don't know, is it too windy? It's always super windy around these buildings. Should I go somewhere else? Or is this okay? Let's see. I'll open my beer now. And if it's unbearable, I'll move. That was a very shaken one. Kanpai, skål. The term I'm looking for is overkill. Yeah, right. That's exactly the term I was looking for. Thank you. Is this like an outdoor mall? Yes, it's a shopping mall slash residential area. It's all like built into one. But yeah, first impression of the Google Pixel 6 is that it might replace my Samsung. The fact that I can get much more sharp photos of my daughter, that's a big plus. And the fact that the colors when streaming are very nice, and it looks like it's handling low light streaming very well. So that's also a big point in favor of the Pixel. Yeah. Is there a place that serves avocado toast in Tokyo? I think so. You can find avocado something in a lot of shops. I don't know a specific place for toast, but I would be surprised if it's difficult to find. The voice pickup in the beer clock is fainter due to the wind. Yeah, I'm a little bit concerned that it might be, it's a little bit too windy here. It's actually not very comfortable either. So let's try a different place. There's a bench over here that might be a little bit better. As a creator, what do you think about the new Mac? Oh, they seem really good. They seem super good. I just switched from a MacBook Pro to a PC like less than a month ago, and I don't regret that, but I think those new Macs would be a little bit overkill for me. I think I would be just as happy with last year's M1, the regular ones. I think those are fast enough for what I do, but potentially for video editing I would notice a difference with the M1 Mac, but yeah, I don't edit videos very often, so it wouldn't make any financial sense for me to buy that. Have you thought of doing evening walks in other Japanese cities like Osaka? Yes, I've done evening walks in other cities. Basically, whenever I travel, I do walks whenever I can, both daytime and night, so yeah. And I still hope that one day this channel will be so big that I can travel whenever, wherever I want, but we're not there yet. Traveling within Japan is very expensive, so unfortunately. Let's see, so there's a bench here. Let's see if the wind is a little bit less obnoxious around here. Okay, let's see.日課の動画は面白かった。7年前に行ったのって懐かしかった。ああ、よかった。ありがとうございます。ありがとうございます。Is there a typhoon currently skirting Japan's east coast? I don't know. Is it? Maybe. I haven't actually watched any news recently. So I don't know. I haven't heard anything, but I wouldn't be surprised. It's better here, right? The view might be a little bit boring, but yeah. Have you been to any US city like New York? Yes, I've been to 2 cities in the US. New York is one of them, and Honolulu is the other one. That's the only places I've been to in the US. I would love to see more sometime. Any ideas which places to visit in Japan for future 20 days holidays? Oh, it's impossible to answer like in generic terms. It really depends if you're into nature or if you want cities and urban life, if you want, I don't know, if you're into, say, surfing or scuba diving, or if you want to hike, or if you want to climb mountains. You know, Japan has everything, so it's very difficult to just like give some very generic advice like that. You are in the rich people area. Houses there are expensive. Yes, it's quite expensive around here. I know. また東京以外の場所へ旅行行く予定ありますか？今はそうですね。予定がないけど、もしかして仕事で京都行く可能性があるけど、今わかんない。Which color did you get the Pixel 6? I got the black one. I kind of regret that. I like the one with the blue color actually. I was just, I don't know, when I ordered it, I just immediately, without even thinking about it, I went for the black one. But it's a bit too plain. I kind of like the Pixels always have like nice colors, if you ask me. So tourist, what's the first place that's a must-see? Again, I really don't like giving generic advice like that. It's you know, everybody has different preferences. There's no one answer fits all. Like some people, you know, would be super happy just doing the guidebook places like Tokyo Tower, Fish Market, Asakusa. Others would have a much better time, you know, exploring the, I don't know, the back alleys in Koenji or Nakano, whereas others would probably be super happy roaming Akihabara for the first day or two. So yeah, again, I really, Tokyo and Japan is too complex. There's so much amazing stuff here for every flavor. So I feel that it's kind of it's a waste to just give like generic advice. Will you get the OnePlus 9 Pro? No, I will not. It seems like a nice phone though. I would probably be happy using it, but I don't think it would be better than this one for streaming. 日光からどうやって帰ってきました？そうですね、東武線でなんの電車？なんていうスペーシャ、ちょっと早い電車、浅草まで行って、浅草から普通の浅草じゃない、押上で東京メトロに乗り換えました。だいたい3時間かかりました。So one of my viewers asked how I went back to Tokyo from Nikko, and I took this express train that one of my viewers kindly sponsored for me. I think it was it Brad Ward? I'm not sure. But yeah, one of my viewers told me to get the comfortable seat on the express train, so I did. So I took that to Skytree, and then I changed to the metro from there. It took me about 3 hours to get back home. Yeah, some people are happy with Disney Disneyland, Disney Sea. I lived here for 13 years and I haven't been there even once. So I guess that tells you all you need about how I feel about Disney. ニッコの動画良かった。ありがとうございます。Face reveal at 100k. No. Face reveal is happening all the time, but only on Patreon. And for now, I will keep it like that, even if I hit 100k. Sorry, I'm socializing too much. I'm drinking so slowly. Tomorrow will we have another live stream? I'm not sure. So this is the last week actually of my semi-paternity leave. So from next week our daughter will start kindergarten. So next week I won't have that much free time actually, because this whole starting the kindergarten takes a little bit of effort. But hopefully from like 2 weeks from now I will be able to have a bit more regular times when I can stream. But so to answer your question, I'm not sure if I will stream tomorrow, but I will definitely stream Saturday, Sunday, Monday, which I'm always trying to do right now. I will also really try to finish editing my second video for my new channel that I've been editing for I don't know how many weeks now, but it's been taking a lot of time. Or more like I've been so busy, so I haven't had much time. But yeah, editing one video like that takes me well over a day. So please be kind to me. Yeah, and those who are watching my channel regularly, you know that every once in a while you see my face in some reflection, in some elevator door or some mirror or sign or something. So it happens, but it's you know, the constant Easter egg, and I kind of enjoy to keep it like that. Please don't write with all caps, but thanks for the feedback. いつかどこかの公園で一緒にビール飲みたいです。そうですね。ぜひぜひ飲みたい。いつでも。Will you teach your child Swedish? Yes, I speak Swedish to her all the time, and she actually understands quite a lot. Yeah, there's several things that I can totally tell that she understands, but she hasn't started speaking herself yet. But, do you tell people in advance where you will be? Usually no. Because I usually don't know myself where I will be. But sometimes, like last week, I let my Patreon supporters decide. So I had a few days off last weekend, and I asked my Patreon supporters, where do you want me to go? Where do you want me to stream? And they asked me to go to Nikko. So that's why I went to Nikko last weekend. So that's another perk that my Patreon supporters get. They don't just get to see my face, they also get to dictate my life. So if you think that could be worth $5 a month, then by all means, come join us. Is Minnie excited for kindergarten? I don't know. I don't think she knows it yet. But we went there all together last week or 2 weeks ago to kind of check out the place. And she seemed to enjoy it a lot. She immediately just started playing with all their toys. So that was a good sign. And she got along well with the teacher as well. So その時は私はビール買いますありがとうございます。じゃあ本当にいつでもビール飲みたいならぜひメールしてお願いします。チャンネルの About ページで僕の E メールアドレスが書いてます。そこで連絡してください。 Join Patreon first is $1 and see T's face. Wow, now you're teaching them the hidden workaround. Although I usually try to set the Patreon only streams so that only those in the $5 or more can see, but I probably forgot to do that several times. So I'm sure there's lots of Patreon only streams that people can watch by just paying $1. So yeah, go ahead if you think, if that's yeah, if you don't think it's worth $5, then sure, use that sneaky little tactic. That's fine. Have you thought about becoming a naturalized Japanese citizen? No. Or I've thought about it, and I came to the conclusion that I don't want to. I like being a Swedish citizen. I don't want to become a Japanese citizen. 私は九州に住んでいるので、いつかいつの日になるか。そうですね。九州はちょっと遠いですね。まあ今度もし九州に行くなら連絡しますね。You can join the Patreon for $1, but I think most of the Patreon only streams are only for the $5 or more tiers. Anyway, I'm done with my beer and I'm kind of done with this stream, I think, even though I could sit here and chat with you forever, but I think I should go home and have dinner with my little family, and it's soon bedtime for the little one, so we'll probably have dinner and then I'll take a shower with her, and that will be the end of my day. I usually fall asleep before 10 o'clock these days. You have a Halloween costume? No, I don't think I've ever dressed up for Halloween, because I am very, very boring. So, no. The other day at Starbucks I saw a mom who dressed her daughter as into a Starbucks latte, and I just felt, oh, poor child. I would not dress up my daughter against her will, and even with her will I would not dress her up in an ultra-capitalistic costume like a Starbucks drink. Anyway, yes, if you come to Fukuoka someday, let's drink beer. Yes, I hope I will go to Fukuoka again sometime soon. That would be fun. But yeah, that will be it for today. Thank you everyone for joining and for giving your feedback. I will take a close look at this stream myself when I get home and take a good look at the quality, and I will try to do a daytime stream. If not tomorrow, probably not tomorrow, but on Saturday I expect to be able to do so. Okay, thanks so much. See you next time. Bye bye. Heido. Mata ne. Oyasumi nasai. Good night.